Hello there folks and welcome back to Glory Hunter with me, DoctorBenjy FM. Today we play Tottenham Hotspur in our first game of the season and I show you how I've spent £73 million when I only had 40. Welcome back. Hello there folks and good to see you. Of course, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like on it. Yesterday, I called out your Google accounts and you smashed it to pieces. So feel free to do that all over again. Now, transfers have happened in a game to come today against Tottenham, one of those teams we're trying to leapfrog in our hope for Premier League glory. So I've brought in two players. Danjuma joins us from Villarreal for our very comfortable £28.5 million, of course, on loan at Tottenham in real life, and we'll potentially play them today. The other one is McAllister joins us too, £44 million, and a player's gone the other way, and we'll start with that player because I kind of feel... Oh, I did warn him. I feel bad, really. He's spent his life enjoying, this area of the world. He's homegrown. I've come in and I've just made... do you know what? They didn't even want him, really. 5.7 in his first game. Did they win that first game? No, got beaten 3-0 by Chelsea. So, Graham Potter's Chelsea. Oh, God, it gets worse. I mean, I kind of feel guilty. But I have got a really good player, so let's talk about the really good player. So Little McAllister joins us. 5'9". All right, well, Alexis, slightly below average McAllister, joins us. And ultimately, the conversation we had in yesterday's episode was, are we going to play him or are we going to play someone ahead of Joe Willock? So I went and got someone who I think is just slightly better than Joe Willock, certainly more combative than Joe Willock. I think winning midfield battles for this Newcastle side is where games will probably be won and lost, and bringing in someone like Alexis McAllister, one feels kind of realistic for a team like Newcastle that are building and taking players from the teams that they would consider slightly below them in a league table, right? So if we directly compare him to Joe Willock, you can kind of see why we've signed him, and there's a similar theme with Danjuma, as you'll see in just a moment. But the technical ability, and again, the combative ability of McAllister, the positioning, the tackling, the ability to not only win the ball back, but then create with it is something I really like. Joe Willock, those really good, lung-busting runs that we're going to see from him this season can still be a factor in this team, especially, if we're bringing on fresh legs and we need that impetus in second halves, then Joe Willock probably is the right man for that sort of job. Equally, you can play in some of the cup competitions, and rotation options are going to be important for us this season. But I think you can all agree that McAllister, the profile of the player, really fits in with Guimaraes and Joel Linton, and he's sort of, as a third player in that three, just to me makes perfect sense. So welcome him to Newcastle United. Why Pet? Welcome to the team. Shouldn't do it. Never gonna learn that I shouldn't do it. And then similarly then, Arnaut Danjuma joins us as well from Villarreal. Purchased him. Of course, it's been in the Premier League before with Bournemouth. It didn't go very well that first time around. Had a better season in the Championship before Villarreal snapped him up, where he was very good. And I watched that season like a hawk, viewers, wouldn't you? Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. 28.5 million then. It's a big outlay. Both of these deals are structured a little bit over time, right? But when you're Newcastle, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But again, feels like a realistic transfer for a team like Newcastle. Again, has had a Premier League move to a side in a similar situation to where he's ended up. So, again, comparing him to Almiron, as you'll see. So once again, similarly to the situation we had before, physicality-wise, Almiron's work rate and, his speed can still come in really good handy for us. But that technical ability, final third play, finding the likes of Isaac and St. Maximin and working together as that three in a forward line, I think makes a lot of sense. Probably going to start this first game because he's lacking a little bit of fitness, so Almiron will get the start against Tottenham, but off the bench, and then as the season goes on, can definitely see Danjuma having a big part to play in our season. With both of them, lack of pressing maybe, that aggression isn't maybe there, so it's something to think about as we move forward. Maybe again another winger comes in, but the fact that Danjuma can play on either side means that St. Maximin again can be a part of that too, and it's sort of those three wingers across two spaces now, because I did let a winger go, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this. 7.5 million for Ryan Fraser. What at Aston Villa did? Sure. He's solid. Do you know what? He's fine. He's arguably better than Almiron, but hasn't got the cultural profile of Almiron that I'm looking for with the fans. So they will be less bothered about this. But 2 goals in 45, it's not enough. So we'll take the profit. Thank you to Bournemouth. Thank you to Villa. So team-wise, this is what we're going to do.
Not going to mention Andy Carroll.
Oh, sorry?
Andy Carroll.
It's not for now, so...
Well, knowledge is power. They should probably know about it.
It's nothing sacred with you.
Yeah, but it's important they know, isn't
We'll
it?
focus on that another day, shall we? We'll do that. We'll talk about it tomorrow if it happens.
When it happens.
If it happens.
When?
Viewers, sorry about that. That's... shut your face. So, viewers, sorry, back to this. Tactically then, this is how we're going to start for this first game. Now, this position is becoming interesting because Almiron obviously cuts inside on that left foot a little bit more and potentially interacts too much with McAllister. So having Danjuma out there potentially as a winger with that right foot probably makes more sense with the likes of McAllister in there. But because of McAllister's ability to play in multiple ways, really. Again, as the Mazzala option, as a deeper line playmaker at times as well, even can play in this deeper role. The great thing about McAllister is the fact he's natural in all three roles. It gives us great versatility in the centre of the pitch. So we can sort of play around with his role. When Danjuma's in the team, maybe have him stay slightly more central, attacking, making those forward runs with Joe Linton, but with a bit more attacking purpose. And when Almiron plays, having maybe overlap at times, work, interlink with Trippier. That, to me, makes a lot of sense. So that's what we're going to do. So first game, let's see how this works. Of course, Danjuma on the bench, Willock on the bench, Callum Wilson there as well, that we should talk about. So some really good attacking options, and defensively as well. Shah, Jamal Lewis, Javi Manquillo on the bench as well. Like it's a solid situation to have ourselves in. And for a team not in Europe, I think the squad right now feels pretty good. There's maybe a centre-back, a right side, like a really good right-sided centre-back option for us. But I'm prepared to wait for that and maybe buy that next year to add to what we've already got. Fabian Shah, again, if that right-sided defender's needed, he is going to be that guy for us. So it's not like we're massively lacking that. It's just a case of the quality of the defence could be lifted a lot by that one centre-back. So let's crack on. Tottenham. Let's just beat them. It's good to have Glory Hunter back, isn't it? Isn't it? It just feels... I just feel... Do you know what? I'm pleased how much I'm loving it. Right, come on. We'll see how I feel after the first game, won't we? The first game, you've seen me play on FM23 for a while. So let's just... It'll probably be totally normal, viewers. Oh, Kieran Little steps. Burn starting is a terrible call. Who are you, mate? Hey? Who are you? All right, then here we are then at home as well, which is what we really want to see. And the big two at the back. Oh, that reminds me, actually. So on both sides, both left and the right side, we are whipping those corners into Dan Burn because he's 6 foot. Well, look there. He's 6'7". He can jump high and head well. We're definitely going to score one. He might be our top goal scorer this season, and for that, I'm excited. All right, then the games begin as it's Newcastle versus Tottenham in a battle. This is a title 6-pointer in my head. Not in your head? Okay. So we're going to try and keep massively on top of things. We're going to try and be tactically aware in this series. But of course, we're going to try and keep it fun. We're starting off with a very simple, basic formation. But by the end of this series, I will be playing 2 centre-backs and 4 attacking midfielders. That sounds like me. All right then, McAllister on the ball straight away finds Joe Linton, who lifts the ball towards St Maximin. We know his pace. We didn't really talk about him today, but his pace, his creativity, his flair could prove to be very, very important as he puts the ball into Isaac, who's there, left-footed. Brilliant save in goal. That cannot have been Hugo Lloris. It is Hugo Lloris. What? Surely not. That seems strange. Tottenham then Kane up front, on one side, Kulusevski the other, as Kieran Trippier with a throw-in on that side. You can see, if you look over on that far side, I have donned a Newcastle-themed scarf, and I'm a man that likes a scarf. So, Jack Space, link in the description. McAllister over to Bruno Guimaraes, into Joe Linton. Lovely. Oh, what a ball from Joe Linton. Well, you tell you what, you bring in McAllister for his creativity, but you've got Joe Linton playing prime Xavi-esque passes. That is what I'm here for. And you've got to say, so far, a really, really good start to what we were hoping for, really. Botman as well. The way that Tottenham are playing with those deeper midfielders actually gives us quite a lot of space. Joe Linton and McAllister have a little bit more time on the ball to pick out those perfect passes. As there's St Maximin then, maybe the difference maker, drives forward, nobody near him, options in the middle. There's Isaac and a good defensive block. Who was that? Longley there with a brilliant defensive challenge and just manages to keep us from scoring. It would have been a goal. I think that's a guarantee. McAllister from distance whips one in. Botman's there. Now, I've not set anything up for free kicks, but it's nice to see us do something anyway. Højbjerg and Basuma in the centre for them. Doherty on the right-hand side then. No Romero for them today. Doesn't seem to be available. Doherty then on this side. Can he make something happen? He plays it back to Sanchez, all the way out to the goalkeeper. Now, this is where things are interesting. Of course, Harry Kane, one of the most prolific strikers in the league. We've seen him do nothing so far, but he's the sort of striker that it probably takes one chance And there's your goal. Tottenham now then, with Conte in charge, of course, trying to control this game from deeper areas, try and suck us out a little bit if they can, and then knock balls in behind to wide areas. Kane, though, as you can see there, dropping very, very deep, now has to make those forward movements, as we're going to try and stop Perisic on that side from doing his best work. But Tottenham, this is really interesting. Really nice controlling play from them. Kane's in the centre now as well. Son holds it up. There's Perisic in too much time, too much space. Kulusevski at the back post. Nick Pope can't get there. And after a really bright start, we're 1-0 down. God. In a way, this felt inevitable, viewers. But having it actually happen in front of my eyes is the thing that really hurts. Nick, you've gone over the ball. You've seen the ball. You've gone over it. It was a really nice move by Tottenham, though. Their first shot on target, as standard. Free kick for them now. Oh, God, is it about to get worse? Headed just about clear. Matt Targett's got a bit of an injury on that side. Again, Jamal Lewis on the bench there was... They've scored again. Is that going to count? I mean, the referee's going to listen to a little man who's going to say, hello, ref. It's only me. It's the referee. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm the man in the box. It's been awarded. So forget everything we're saying. I don't know what that... that's not a new character. I don't know what that is. What was that? They've scored. Harry Kane. It's a brilliant delivery. And this feels cruel. I don't think we should be 2-0 down. Trippier with a free kick. You're not going to score from there, mate. Towards Dan Burton. Oh, my God. Well, at least we're seeing it in action. The Trippier-Burton combination. I've read any corners in that half. Did we have any corners? Did we have any? We had 2 corners. Didn't see either corner. No corners. Well, we've had more XG, the better chances, and we are 2-0 down. I'm not doing this series. What's the point? Is it like this for you as well? Is this happening to everybody? Because that'll make me feel a little bit better about it. Right, okay, well, 2-0 down. At half-time, the injury's affecting him. I mean, it's affecting me. Matt Target then is going to come off. We're going to play Jamal Lewis. The midfield haven't been too bad. Almiron's on a booking and a 6.2. If that hasn't shouted Danjuma, then I don't know what does. Right, and that's the switch we're going to make then. Into an attacking role now for McAllister. Danjuma as a winger on that side. Still in the support role, and we need to see a little bit more from Isaac especially. Got to get him a little bit more involved. So deep line playmaker on attack. Might just do that. Have him drop in a little bit and then allow those central players to work with him rather than massively away from him. All right, how's your touch, Sven Botman? Very, very good. Of course, we've still got these 2 left-sided centre-backs, which worries me a little bit because you prefer to have like a natural player on either side. As there's Danjuma straight into the play. It's hit the post. I mean, it's deflected onto the post, but that's the first thing I've seen him do. It's a brilliant ball out to him and a really big chance. I don't think you get any XG for that because he technically didn't shoot, but it was a good opportunity. And the thing is, Tottenham have come to our gaff here. They're having a cracking time. We're 20 minutes to go. I didn't want to do this, viewers, but I'm going to have to cheat. I'm bringing on Callum Wilson. It's happening. It's not my fault. Isaac's had a pretty ineffective and quiet game. What we need to really analyse there, though, is are we getting the ball to him regularly enough? And is maybe our playmaker being slightly deeper a factor in that? So, see, it's been a while since we've done an FM video. I actually think about it now, which is a shock to all of our systems. I don't know if I want to do this. God, the standing desk really has added a new element of drama to the series. But there we are then, a 2-0 defeat to Tottenham. Good. Is it too late to go to Leipzig? Should we do another poll? Let's do another poll. Yeah, it's not gone great. Yeah, we know you won't want to elaborate too deeply on the defeat, but can you give us your take on the events on the pitch today? There should be an option that just says no. It's difficult not to be exasperated. Which is, do you know what? I could say that after being 4-0. Why do you feel you are wholly responsible for the defeat? Is that what I just said?
Well, I think you are the manager.
I'm not. No, it's not just me. There's lots of players there.
Tactically, they're your errors, though.
Oh, I'm already sick. It was 3 episodes in. I'm sick of you already.
Yeah, 3 episodes in, and you already bottled Newcastle. So
1 match. It's my job to make sure we're doing everything we can to win. So it follows that I'm at fault if we don't. I mean, that's a brave thing to say. Game 1, isn't it? Antonio, the guy from One Football, it's really starting to annoy me now. Such a disappointing result surely means it's back to the training ground. No, mate, we're just going to go on the piss for the next 2 weeks. What do you mean? Train every day. Oh, God. He's back again. You can't be happy following a result like that. Obviously not. The game's over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Hopefully Dan Burns not me getting too much shit on social media. There, I've said it. We were pretty good, I thought. The result flattered them, IMO. Robert knows what's up. We created plenty of chances, just wish we'd defended better. I mean, yeah. No idea how we haven't scored more, wasted so many chances. Absolute joke. Okay, that's the last we're going to read of those. I hope the players don't read them. I can handle it, but the players as...
Oh, you're showing them. Good.
Again, it's really got very little to do with you.
Well, he's got very little to do with you.
Ignore that, viewers. That's not something we've ever looked at. As injuries then to Matt Targett. Danjuma makes his return. We had that moment with him, didn't we? We had one moment with him. There's a press conference to be called. I feel like I've already done one. And that then is going to conclude for this episode. We're going to come back, though, at the very end of end of September. I don't see myself doing too much transfer business. Of course, I'll update you next time. But the game's against Aston Villa and Wolves, two teams that, again, if you look at the pre-season charts, their teams we have to be above. And I think they are the most interesting. We should probably lose to City, right? So that's probably going to happen. And so there's some other tough games in there as well, like Liverpool, that, again, I don't expect to win. If we can pick up points, though, against Brentford, Leicester, Bournemouth and Palace, that should put us in a pretty good spot. And, of course, next time we meet then, I will update you with those results. And that will be tomorrow. So, if you enjoyed the video, do leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Lots of new people have come along for the journey recently, so welcome if you're new. Introduce yourself in the comment section if you like. Why not? Go on, do it, be brave. And I'll see you again soon. We love with care. Goodbye. Goodbye. Seriously, Andy Carroll won't join. What are we doing then? I wouldn't have put him as an option.